it's occurred to me that this is my first solo video in since I did freaking Fortnite. So I don't know how to do an intro. All my Tank Girls videos, I had an intro with just footage of the gameplay, but I don't have it anymore. But in any case, we're gonna be taking a look at Insurgency, which is my new mod. Not new. It's how old is it? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. So it's going to be a half showcase, half tutorial, because there's like no documentation for how to use any of this, obviously, and I'm getting tired of answering questions for the same things. So I'm just going to be showing off every single thing in the mod. First of all, we have the mobile detonator, which is going to be used for the S-Vest and the Improvised Explosive. So it is just an item. It doesn't do anything by default. When you shift right click, you can change the bind type. So you can see there's self, entity, and block. So this first one is self. This is for the S-Vest. If you are wearing the S-Vest yourself, and you set the self, you can call yourself. And it will explode. And you'll see it has a CBC explosion. If you don't have CBC installed, then it will just do a normal default vanilla explosion. But if you have CBC, then it will make a very nice looking explosion from create cannons. The next mode is entity, and this is for if someone else is wearing the vest. So that works is you bind it by hitting them, and then it'll say bound to the player, and then when you call it, it will detonate their vest. And you may ask, well, why would I ever use the bind for someone else if I can just detonate it myself? And the answer is that you will notice that when I have it on myself, there is first the ringtone for calling, for outgoing call, and then there's the incoming call. And so the delay is quite large. So if you need the shorter delay, you can detonate someone else's vest for them while you watch or whatever. But if you need the control, then you can still detonate it yourself, but it will have a bit more delay. So it's more time for people to, I don't know, kill you, I guess, before it actually goes off. And the last mode is block. So this is for the IED, or actually it's just called the Improvised Explosive. So it's just a block. It is a slab high, and when you have it set to block, all I have to do is punch the block. When you're in survival, of course, it doesn't matter, but when you're creative, you just break the block when you punch it. So the range is a little farther than your break range. So you can stand outside the break range and punch it, and it will still bind. You'll see at the bottom. And it'll also tell you in the text what it's bound to. And then when you call it, it will explode. And the improvised explosive on its own is not most stealthy. So what you can do is you can have an IED in the ground, or it doesn't have to be in the ground, I guess, if you're weird. And then you can put dirt in it, and it will cover it up. And so now it looks identical to dirt. And then if you right click it, or you use with an empty hand or anything else, then it will remove the cover. And you can also have something like sand. You can put sand, dirt as I showed before, gravel, cobblestone, and also I think deep slate. I made this a little while ago, so I forgot what you can put in it, but yeah, there's 5 things. So that is for concealing it if you want it to be, you know, actually on the road or on the side of the road or wherever, without having some wooden thing sticking out. So that is the mobile detonator and its uses. Next up we have the shotgun trap and the shotgun shell. So this is a block, and you will see it is a chair with a shotgun rigged up onto it, and it has this wooden plate here. And the point of this is you can put a button or grip bar on it. You'll see when I try to place something else on the other sides, it won't go. But on the side with the wooden face, you can actually place stuff on it. So you can have a tripwire hook, and then have another one over here. And as you may have guessed, when it's powered by redstone, the shotgun will fire. So if someone walks on a tripwire here, then it will go off and hopefully kill them. To load it, you will need shotgun shells. In creative mode, you don't need them, but in survival, you put the shotgun shell in and you can hear it load, and it takes 2. It will work, it will fire if you just put 1 in, but it does more damage if you put both shells in, if you load both shells. And so the use case is if you have a doorway, maybe not as big as this, you can have a tripwire hook here, and you can have the shotgun trap off the side. And so when someone walks over it, it will go off and it will kill them. And it does a pretty good amount of damage. It does 32 damage, so even if they have a little bit of armor on, it can still kill them. And again, it's powered by redstone, so you can have a tripwire hook, or you can have a pressure plate here, or a button, or even just redstone running into it if you want to manually control it for whatever reason. The intended use case is the tripwire hook, because if you have a pressure plate, which is kind of the other automatic option, then even if you have it in a doorway like this, it's not only visible from the outside, but even if you have an opaque door, it's pretty obvious that it's right there. But you can just extend the range with redstone like this. And speaking of range, this thing does have a limited range. It's about yay far, so enough to cover your doorway, or whatever it is, short hallway, whatever it may be. But definitely not long enough to like actually use it for sniping anyone. Next up, we have the zip gun, and this is a very kind of basic, crude firearm that you can make. So it has 2 shots, and that is all you get. You cannot reload it, and actually it will break after 2 shots. So you'll see. That's it. That's all you get. And it's even closer range than the shotgun trap. And it does slightly less damage because it is mobile. You can literally just run up to someone and just blast them twice in the face. And then after that, you can, probably collect their gun, and use that instead. You're probably not running around with zip guns trying to actually fight with them. That's basically all there is to it. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a simple, crude weapon you can use to kill someone and take their weapon. And it does 24 damage. So with both shots, you should be able to kill basically anyone. Although one shot will probably not be enough unless they have very little armor. Next, we have the Molotov Cocktail. This is just a bottle that when you throw it, it produces fire. I mean, it's pretty simple. You'll see it has like a lit animation. When you right-click it for the first time, you can light it. But you don't need a flint and steel or anything like that. You can literally just throw it off rip. You'll notice the fire doesn't stick to walls really well. That's just how that is. Next, we have the Claymore and the Clacker. So this is a anti-personnel mine, the Claymore. And then we have the Detonator in the Clacker. Media has probably realized the Claymore is having like lasers or something, or some kind of automated detonation system, which it does not. In real life, it has a manual detonator that you bind with a wire. You don't even have to do that. All you have to do is punch to bind it, like the mobile detonator. And then when you collect the Clacker, it will go off and it sprays shrapnel with little metal balls in this direction, whichever way you face it. And when you place it, it's facing towards you. So make sure you don't get that wrong. And this thing actually has a pretty good effective range. It's quite devastating. And it also has a bit of spread. So yeah, a little bit of distance. There's a fairly big area that you can actually hit with it. Although it does not break blocks. It's not that kind of explosive. It is just for killing entities. Next, we have the pipe bomb, which is a simple crude explosive. You place it on the ground, or on the wall actually, and then you just right-click it to light it, and then it goes off after a little bit. Do note that it doesn't behave like TNT. It's not supposed to be like TNT. It is a cheaper and simpler alternative to TNT. So even if you place multiple of them next to each other, if you set one off, it will not detonate the others. They will just break, or I guess stay. They also don't work with redstone. They don't go off redstone, because again, it's simple, it's crude. And then the rest of the items you see here are addressed for the recipes, which I'll let you figure out yourself with JEI. I don't need to tell you the recipes. The only thing I want to show off is a pipe, which is also a weapon, and it makes a funny sound when you hit people. That is going to be it for Insurgency. I hope you found this informative or enjoyable or something like that. I don't know. Peace.